wait. What जाएगा मैम? Picture है. Okay. See how much we have learned the other day. Innovations we have studied. Print comes in India, we started, I think so. Am I correct? Yes, ma'am, yes. No. Yeah, you were not there that day. Ma'am, अच्छा Friday lecture. हाँ, मैं नहीं था, हम लोग बाहर में. You tell? हाँ, मैं बता दूँगा. मैं फ्री क्या कर दे रहा हूँ उसका जरा मैं थोड़ा पढ़ लूँगा. You were there, no? How much? This boy was present when the print comes to India. Religious reforms and public that is what we have to study. Okay. Avanti and Armea. Few Avanti did not come to
Ma'am, I had exams.
See, we are learning this one print culture. Ma'am, अब एग्जाम में हम लोग को स्टार्टिंग का 2 और मेकिंग ऑफ ग्लोबल वर्ड का एक ही है ना 1.3 तक. बस नहीं है ना इसमें सिलेबस में. उतने आ रहा है. That much only in the syllabus. उतने आ रहा है. But this one is not coming, no? नहीं. अभी ज़्यादा बोर्ड में आएगा. Okay. You for her exam this lesson is there. That is why we are trying to complete. Okay. What I want to tell, if any doubt is there, so we have reached up to religious reform and public debates. Okay. Now, if any doubt is there, or if you want extra lecture, that also you can ask for because you missed some classes. Clear? Now we are going to learn from religious reform and public debates. Okay. Let me know that how you performed in your exams. Mark you got or not?
No, ma'am. It just ended yesterday.
Just okay. Admeya, you had exams?
Ma'am, full. Full, ma'am, full.
Full mark you got?
SST.
Great. उसने पढ़ाया. Okay, very good. 20 mark. Whatever is there, no?
अरे नहीं, दो 20 मार्क थे. 20 मार्क.
Whatever is there, you try to score each exam. Then only finally 100 out of 100 you will get. Understood? Small things you try to. This way. Please attend properly. Now, religious reform movements. We have seen the previous part. Let us have a recap on the things. We have learned about it helped in questioning. It helped in reviewing the things. We have learned Martin Luther's work. Because of that, the Reformation movement have taken place. All these changes happened as a result of print. Now, in India, how it helps in religious reform movement? Pardon? Okay. Now, when the printed works are there, listen. When printed works are there, they got an opportunity to read that things and understand, and based on that, debates had been taken. So these debates help in finally reforming. See, when we find that this particular thing is a wrong thing, then only correction is possible. So this happened as a result of printed works. From the early 19th century, there were intense debates around religious issues. In India, we know that so many evils prevailed in India. What is that in the religious part? Have you heard about Sati? That is burning the woman in the burning fire of the husband. After the death of husband, that is burning fire itself, the woman will be burned. So this Sati is very much evil. You just imagine a lifeboat person is burned.
एक्चुअली वो जो सती रहती है उससे वो पागल की इंसल्ट के लिए उसको बन जाए लोगों ने अगर रख लिया
That is what see one example. That person voluntarily will go and sit inside the burning fire. You just tell me. I don't think so. When our hand is getting burned, my hand got burned. That is the last. How much? How?
हिस्ट्री
So we cannot bear that pain. Then the full body is burning alive. You just imagine. So it was forcefully done. And it is believed that that person will become goddess. That so this was an evil. People were not knowing and they were not having the courage to oppose it. This is wrong, so we have to oppose it. They were not having the courage. So when these books were published, all the wrongs were written and people began to read and criticize on it. You don't dance. Then different groups confronted the changes happening within the colonial society in different ways and offered a variety of new interpretations of the beliefs of different religions. See, according to their viewpoint, they began to interpret. And the small tracts and the small books were published. And through that, people come to know about this is what wrong. According to the viewpoint, they are interpreting. This helped in a reform movement. Shivam, I'm sitting here to listen. Is there a change after the meeting? Nothing. Going worse away. Just try to do something. Some criticized existing practices and campaigned for reform. So I have told about one example. Sati. You imagine, have you seen that Balika Vadhu, that serial? Have you seen? No. Not seen, but you are knowing. It is about a child marriage. Child marriage, and afterwards, at the age of hardly 13 or 14, she became a widow. And the widow's life, she was confined in a room, not allowed to go outside and move within that house and all. Nothing is permitted. The difficult lives that girl had to go through. This was practiced in India for a long time. Why she had to become a widow? That her life is ahead so much. Education was not given and not allowed to enter into public place also. Is that her mistake? So this type of evils were shown in a real way and interpreted. People began to question this. That way, reform movements started. Next important change, while others countered the arguments of the reformers. If I am telling that it is a wrong practice, you are telling that no, it's right. So there were so much criticism, so much opposition, and so much arguments regarding one or other practices. Okay. Next is that printed tracts and newspapers not only spread the new ideas, but they shape the nature of the debate. Now you just think you are having some opinion about. You are just telling that opinion in your way. But when you are participating in a debate, it is in a refined form you will present. Now, what do you do, madam, this way? Like that you are expressing. But when you are participating in a debate, what you are doing? You are refining what is required and within the time limit you are presenting your point. Isn't it? This way, lot of reading help the people in the debates also. If you are reading only one side of the things, then you are seeing only in that viewpoint. If you are reading the other thing also, you will get an opinion in both the ways. Understood? You are getting one type of book. You read that book. You draw an opinion out of it. So you go on expressing the full idea which you have gone through or you have read. But at the same time, the other person got another book only, same thing. That is about independence. I am just telling about independence. Okay. We are studying in our history book about independence. So, if I am telling that Congress have worked for independence, I am having sufficient proofs and sufficient reasons to tell. But you did not read all those books and you read some other books. And you are telling that, oh, madam, you are telling is whatever you are telling is wrong. I have read this book and this is telling. So this is how the ideas are developed. The viewpoints are developed. So you are seeing only one side of the thing, the other person is seeing the other side of the thing, but you are not seeing both the sides. If you're seeing both the sides, you develop your own opinion. This is how new debates. Did you understand? It's going. Okay. Next is that a wider public would now participate in the public discussion and express their views. New ideas emerge through these clashes of opinion. So new ideas came, and as a result of that, new ways to express their viewpoints. If you get new ideas, you are just telling. But if you are having more ideas and more views about the same topic, what you will do? You start writing. You start debating on it. And more people start listening. The other day, I think we had a discussion on that person. What is Rathi? So then what if you have developed an opinion about him? So after seeing his videos, I have got some opinions about. So these are different opinions. So whatever we want, we take it first. We are not going to tell in public and telling that, oh, this person is right, that person is right, but we want. So this is how new ideas are taking place. Clear? Now, this was the time of intense controversies between social and religious reformers and the Hindu orthodoxy over matters like widow immolation. That is what we have studied, sati. Then monotheism. What is that? Worship of one god. Brahminical priesthood and idolatry. Got it? All the four words meanings you are knowing. What is idolatry? You tell. Religious reform and public debates. Okay, underline that point. Okay, underline that whatever is idolatry. What is the meaning of idolatry? Can you tell?
Yes, ma'am.
Idol. Image worship idol. Okay. So about that activities, people began to criticize. You just mark it. Where you were marking? Page 155. Okay. In Bengal, as the debate developed, tracts and newspapers proliferated. What is proliferated? A large amount of newspapers and tracts came in them. Okay, that is what proliferated. Circulating a variety of arguments, that is, according to their viewpoint, they started expressing it or publishing the tract. Then, to reach a wider audience, the ideas were printed in everyday spoken language of ordinary people. So, how these tracts were published? Which language? Everyday spoken language. So, people could read. Ram Mohan Rai published Sambat Kaumudi. Underline that. What is the name of that newspaper? Sambat Kaumudi. From 1821, and the Hindu Orthodoxy commissioned the Samachar Chandrika. These all names you have to remember. See, you just think about it. So many times I have repeated the same thing. The questions will not be direct. So you have to read the text. That is why I am giving so much importance in reading and telling. Clear? Otherwise, you will ignore it. What was the newspaper published by Raja Ram Mohan Roy? Sambat Kaumudi. And what Hindu Orthodoxy? Samachar Chandrika. From 1822, two Persian newspapers were published. Jami Jahannama and Shamsul Akbar. In the same year, Gujarati newspaper Bombay Samachar made its appearance. So all through these newspapers and articles and tracts, they started publishing their own viewpoints. We know that Rajaram Mohan Roy was a person who criticized and opposed sati. Against sati, he wrote. So at the same time, Hindu Orthodoxy was telling that this is compulsory practice. So there were clash of opinion. One is telling that it is wrong, other is countering it. So this way, more publications came into being. In North India, the ulema were deeply anxious about the collapse of Muslim dynasties. Ulemas are the Muslim teachers, Islamic teachers. Okay. Then, what is that? One is there. Have you heard about Shariat laws? Shariat means it is the laws made by that ulemas or the religious teachers about certain practices, about marriages, about certain practices, uh, what the religious teachers are telling. That is what we know that according to the Islamic practice, if 3 times talaq they are telling means divorce. So this is what the Sharia is. Now, the present government is against all these things, different laws for different religions. They are in favor of universal, unified civil code. That means all the people, all the communities, same law to be practiced. Okay. Then they feared that colonial rulers would encourage conversion, change the Muslim personal laws. To counter this, they used cheap lithographic presses. What is lithographic presses? Stone presses. Lithograph, stone. Okay. You just write if you are not getting the meaning. Published Persian and Urdu translations of holy scriptures, and printed religious newspapers and tracts. Okay, so everywhere they brought lithographic presses and published this one translations of that Urdu and Persian, and make the people to follow their teachings or back to their teachings. The Deoband Seminary, founded in 1867, published thousands upon thousands of fatwas telling Muslim readers how to conduct themselves in their everyday life and explaining the meaning. These all points you underline. Explaining the meanings of Islamic doctrines. Fatwa is that order. That is, the religious teacher is the ultimate authority to issue that. So they were telling that you should not deviate from these rules. How to remain in your religion by following the rules and practices. So that is why thousands upon thousands of fatwas were issued. Clear? Who was issuing that fatwas? Deoband School. That means Deoband Seminary, founded in 1867. Then, all through the 19th century, a number of Muslim sects and seminaries appeared, each with a different interpretation of faith, each keen of enlarging its following and countering the influence of its opponents. Urdu print helped them conduct these battles in public. So many types of small groups emerged, and they were telling about how to conduct your day-to-day life, how to remain in your religious group. So all these things were published in Urdu and distributed among the followers. So this helped the people to read and understand. We know that many of the people were not able to get that copy of their holy scripture. So part by part, if they are getting, that will help them. So that they could afford and they could read it. Among Hindus too, print encouraged the reading of religious texts, especially the vernacular languages. The first printed edition of Ramcharitmanas of Tulsidas, underline who wrote Ramcharitmanas, Tulsidas, or what was the book written by Tulsidas is Ramcharitmanas. A 16th century text came out from Kolkata in 1810. By the mid 19th century, cheap lithographic editions flooded North Indian markets. From the 1880s, Naval Kishore Press in Lucknow. So, which are the earlier presses? The first one is Naval Kishore Press in Lucknow. Then Sri Venkateshwara Press in Bombay published numerous religious texts in the vernacular languages. In their printed and portable form. What is portable form? Easy to carry. Portable form. This could be read easily by the faithful at any place and time. Faithful in the means that religious believers, their own believers. Okay. They could also be read out to large groups in groups of illiterate men and women. I have told you once about that. There is a month in which is observed as Ramayana month. That time, people used to read Ramayana loudly, and those who can afford going there, they go there and listen. So one full month is spent to hear that Ramayana, part of Ramayana, because it is written in Sanskrit. So many people were not able to read that Sanskrit. That is why when it was read and its meaning is explained in the vernacular language, many people could understand. Because illiterate people could not read, many people could not understand that language. So all these could be solved. So this kind of works were publicly brought. Okay. Next, religious texts therefore reach to a wide wide circle of people, encouraging discussions, debates, and controversies within and among different religions. This also created controversy also. What is controversy? Debate is not controversy. See, when you are telling something, so he heard and he was telling, madam usne aise bola. So it creates a kind of that is it generates a fight also, it generates a controversy also. Okay, because it is not the real thing, and he overheard something, half part of it, and based on that, the discussions are taking place. Controversy, it is not the correct interpretation. Okay. Next, print did not only stimulate the publication of conflicting opinions amongst the communities, but it also connected communities and people in different parts of India. So it is not only creating differences, it also united the people. Understood? Those who believed in the same religion or same ideology, they used to come together. At the same time, those who are having difference of opinion, they debate. Newspapers conveyed news from one place to another, creating pan-Indian identity. What is pan-Indian identity? See, one part what is happening, it is reached to other area through the newspapers. So there is no limitation that is it will remain only in this part, pan-Indian ideology. This much is clear to you? Next part, let's see, I'm telling you to read new forms of publication. I will tell. First you start. New forms of publication. It did not only stimulate the publication of conflict between someone's community, but it also connected communities of people in different parts of India.
Papers convey news for one place to another, creating pan-Indian identities. Printing created an appetite for new kinds of writing, and then people who don't read, they wanted to see their own life experience, and relationships reflected in what they read. The novel literary.
See, first part is that printing created an appetite for new kinds of writing. Appetite means hunger for new types of writing. Underline that point. Then, more and more people could now read. They wanted to see their own lives, experiences, emotions, and relationships to be reflected. So, what happened in my life to be reflected in others, or others' life when you are reading? It's my experience also, like that. So new ways of writing or new forms of writings develop. Read.
It soon acquired distinctively Indian forms and styles for readers. It opened up a new world.
Wait, the novel.
The novel, a literary form which had developed in Europe, ideally catered to this field.
So this type of readers were satisfied with a new form of writing. What is that? A novel. I think so many times I have told about this novel. What is that? Novel is a long story. It is ending with a kind of sad end or that good. So people are curious to know about what will be the end of that story. Sometimes short stories are there, it is having limited part, but a novel, so many characters used to come and we are eager to know about what will be the end. So this is a new form of writing. Okay.
For readers, it opened up new worlds of experience and gave out its sense of other people very complex enter the world of lyric short stories, essays about social and political matters.
So what all are that? Novel I have told.
Lyrics.
Lyrics means what is that? Poetry.
Short stories. Essays.
Short stories.
Verses.
What is essay you are writing?
Words का accident के टाइम पे. Words का accident के टाइम पे कराया था इसे.
See, essay is a long, one theme based. So you are writing about that in different parts, different paragraphs you are writing. See, when you are asked to write about a topic, you are having three main parts: introduction, body, and then conclusion. These three parts. So here the introduction will make you to present what you are going to tell. And then afterwards the body, you explain about that and then you conclude. So this type of different types of writings have been introduced. Okay, continue.
In different ways, they reinforce the emphasis of rights and different feelings about the political and social changes. By the end of the 19th century, a new visual culture was taking shape with the setting of a increasing number of printing presses with images could be introduced to multiple copies. Painters like Raja Ravi Verma produced images for mass production.
Listen, this one, images began to be. What is that? When you are seeing a picture, you are getting sometimes that idea about what thing that person want to tell. Okay. One of the persons that painting here mentioned is Raja Ravi Verma. He belonged to a royal family. in this thing, Kerala, one royal family he was born, and from childhood onwards, you know that the palaces are very vast areas. So on the walls of that, he used to draw pictures, and all those pictures are having so much meanings in. He used to take some themes and present on that walls. When he grew up also, he began to do like that. If we want to present a story, that person, he is having in mind a person's image. He used to travel across the country to find the same person. And that person, that is real life, that person is drawn. For example, Abhijnana Shakuntalam. That have you heard about that? Kalidasa's one drama, famous drama. Okay, so that person's drama's one character is Shakuntala. So he want to portray that Shakuntala and that particular scene of Shakuntalam. He traveled across the country and he find a person in Maharashtra. According to his mind, he thought that Shakuntala would be like this. And that person's portrait he painted for that. That kind of development was that, a visual image. So we haven't seen that what Kalidas wanted to explain. We are reading that drama. So while reading, we feel that, okay, this Shakuntala would be like that. So he also got a concept of that particular character. In that Shakuntalam, one character is there, Durvasa. He was a sannyasi. He used to get angry. So that angry person, he wanted to draw. That means each theme he wanted to present. So that kind of character he went in search of. He drew that. So that is what the impact of that visual images. Okay, continue.
Cheap prints and characters easily available for the body by the force to decorate the walls of the surfaces of God. These prints begin shaping popular ideas about modernity, trend, tradition, religion, or politics.
Underline this point. This prints began shaping popular ideas about modernity and tradition, religion and politics, and society and culture. All these things. See, have you seen in old houses? पुराना जमाने का जो घर रहते हैं, बड़ा-बड़ा घर. So if that person, the great grandfather, was interested in hunting, so that front room you could see that the tiger skin or that animal he hunted. The model that house used to keep may not have hunted that one, or he was interested in that traditionally they wanted to show to the next generation. So this way, so many images and features were made for that posterity, that means future, through this kind of prints and other works. Clear?
So by the 1870s, caricature and cartoons were being published in journals and newspapers commenting on social and political issues.
Wait, what is caricature? See, actually, it is not just a sketch. It is based on that a person is to be shown as a buffoon character, a laughing stock. See, if the people think that the person who is drawing think that that king had to be portrayed in a bad form. They used to make that caricature of that person in that. Or if we want to draw the person as a person who eats so much, so like that, that his stomach is so big and all, that way. That means in order to make a laughing stock, that kind of sketches were made. So he taught a sketch. So it is made in a sketch form only. So cartoon and sketch connected together to create a laughing stock of the.
Some caricatures ridicule the educated Indian fascination with restaurant tastes and foods, while others express the feeling of social change.
These 2 points you underline. Some caricatures ridicule the educated Indians' fascination with the Western taste and clothes. See, we know that one thing, just little out of this thing only I am telling. Have you seen that photographs of Dr. Ambedkar? Almost all that photographs you can see him in that coat with tie and all. So in his childhood, whatever discrimination he had to face, he is reflecting in this form. That means as a modern person. So the taste of the person change with the time. On the other side, we have seen Gandhiji. He was born in a rich family, business family, and he worked abroad. But afterwards, he left South Africa. He studied also abroad. He left that style, and he used another style. So ridiculing the educated person who was having taste and fashion of that Western style. So Westerners are imitating India. Means Indian dance styles, music and all, they wanted to study and they come to India. But we blindly imitate. Okay, so this is what they wanted to express. Next is that others express the fear of social change. Then
There were various caricatures that putting nationalists as well as national particles criticizing imperial.
So 2 ways. One is that imperial caricatures lampooning nationalists. That is the caricatures made by the British Empire personals. They were creating a bad image of that Indian nationalist. And the other group, nationalist, criticize the imperial rule in another way. So both the types of cartoons and caricatures used to be published. Got it? Okay. Come. Come. What a nice. Okay, but is that a French Revolution? We are learning that today. No? You cannot see a drama. Where is the movie? No, we don't have.
French Revolution.
Movie no.
मैम प्लीज नहीं हाँ हम लोग को तो सैटरडे स्कूल में पूरा टाइम मूवी दिखा सैटरडे और फ्राइडे दोनों दिन ही दिखाते हैं हम लोग आगे फ्राइडे को दिखाते तो ये 7 मिनट का है ना 7 मिनट अरे ऊपर तो वीडियो देख रहे हैं कैसे सही दोस्त
Are you sharing? People are sharing.
ठीक है ये तो तेरी चंबा देखो कैसे देख रहे हैं देखो
They did not understand what you were doing.
मैम इसका है कोरल को वहाँ पे नाइट्स में चाहिए अब आप हम ऊपर कर रहे हैं
Don't waste your time. Animation.
ऊपर ये एक नहीं था
नहीं था ठीक है हम क्या देख रहे हैं मैं यही लगाता हूँ नहीं लगा देता
This is what Gutenberg that a printing machine. How you design.
ये बंगाली है बंगाली
मैं ये बात मानने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ कि हाथ से कैसे प्रिंट हो सकता है ये तो पॉसिबल ही नहीं है जो काम के लिए इतने बड़े मशीन बन जाते हैं उसे एक समय में हाथों से क्या करना था लिटरली मैं नहीं मानता यार but जब मैं एक बार सुट्टे खाते को कपड़ा गया तो स्टार्टअप कराना मुझे बहुत भाई उसके समझाते हैं कि हाँ एक समय में जब हाथों से प्रिंट किया जाए तो बाकी हमसे तो अच्छा प्रैक्टिकल पाने के बाद मैं बनाया एक ही बात समझा अब समय है कि तुम भी समझो हाँ मैं तुम्हें इतना अच्छा प्रैक्टिकल तो नहीं दे पाऊंगा तो मेरे सामने नहीं वरना दे ही देता कोई बात नहीं यार कुछ और तरीके से देंगे
आपके पूछने का
बात करते हैं हिस्ट्री का आखिरी चैप्टर द प्रिंट कल्चर एंड द मॉडर्न वर्ल्ड अब प्रिंटिंग यानी कि जो लेटर्स के समय हम हाथ से लिखा करते हैं उन्हीं को जो हमने पेपर पर डायरेक्ट छापना शुरू कर दिया दैट्स कॉल्ड द प्रिंटिंग राइट अब प्रिंटिंग का शुरुआत हुआ था चाइना से फिर वो फैलता है जापान एंड कोरिया फिर वो जाता है यूरोप एंड देन आता है इंडिया में और इन चीजों को हम देखेंगे जैसे जैसे चक्र आगे बढ़ेगा बट यहाँ पे सबसे बड़ा सवाल अब ये उठता है कि जो शुरुआती दौर में जो किताब है चाइना में पढ़ी हुआ उसमें कौन सा टेक्नोलॉजी इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं दैट्स द इम्पोर्टेंट क्वेश्चन राइट हमारे सीबीएसई का चर्चा एक बार क्वेश्चन पूछा मैं तो बता दूं टेक्नोलॉजी का नाम है प्रिंटिंग टेक्नोलॉजी ठीक है तो ये क्या था इसकी लकड़ी के ऊपर पहले कार्टिंग करके जो चाइनीज सर्वर होता है उसे लिखा जाता है एंड देन उन्हें छोड़ बहुत पहले ये मल्टी का छनपने का एक ना छत्ता था काफी जो शुरुआती चाइनीज बुक्स जो इस टेक्नोलॉजी से बनाया जाता है उसे कहते हैं अकॉर्डिंग वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट याद रखना लाइक लिखो लेकिन यूपीएससी के एग्जाम में आ जाए अब तुमने ये जाना कि लगभग 6th सेंचुरी में चाइना के अंदर में टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलप सेकेंड नॉलेज जिससे प्रिंटिंग का शुरुआत हुआ। अब 6th सेंचुरी से 16th सेंचुरी में आते आते ये जो प्रिंटिंग का डिमांड है ये बहुत बढ़ जाता है। इसके ऊपर 2019 and 2016 Cbse each Asian country has a major producer of printing materials in 16th century. Yeah. Why the volume of print increases in China from 6th to 16th century? Very important. शुरुआत होने के बाद से जो 16th century है वहां तक जो प्रिंटिंग का वॉल्यूम है और यानी लोग प्रिंटिंग मटेरियल्स का डिमांड कर रहे हैं। ऐसा क्यों? अभी चाइना एक ऐसा कंट्री ना जो आजकल है 16th century में उसे which is not big. Probably time period democracy हमारे साइंटिफिक तो वहाँ का जो सिस्टम है कंट्री को चलाना वो एक सोफिस्टिकेटेड सिस्टम है। अगर तुमने ट्रेडिशनल चाइनीज मूवीज देखा तो तुम देख पाओगे कि वहाँ पे जनरल मिनिस्टर्स है वो है इन लोगों को कहते हैं ब्यूरोक्रेटिक सिस्टम जिसका जो वो बोलता है सिविल सर्विस एग्जाम से यूपीएससी वाला एवरीथिंग सो
आप लोग वही चाहते हो
स्टिल समटाइम्स उसकी डिमांड है।
What you are doing there?
अरे मैम वो अपना
No,
हाँ
no,
बड़ा बड़ा
स्पॉन्सर भी बड़ा लेकिन जब इसको मैंने
ये हटा रहा हूँ ये हटा रहा हूँ
No.
अरे मैम वो तो कोई
Like this.
हो गया मैम मैंने कर दिया
अभी तो चाइना के अंदर 6th सेंचुरी से लेकर 16th सेंचुरी में जितने भी प्रिंट मटेरियल्स बने तुम क्या ना कमेंट्स डिस्प्ले हम लोग के लिए प्रिंटिंग के लिए लाइक चाइना में यूज मीडिया प्रिंट कल्चर बिल्कुल इस्तेमाल करेंगे
मैम बहुत बड़ा है हम नहीं समझ आ रहा कुछ
लाइक वो अपना जो जैसे कहते हैं प्रिंट क्या सेकंड
No.
मैम यही कहते हैं
This all things you are knowing. No? Okay.
मैम वो अपने को
Don't do.
अरे मैम वो अपने ऊपर है
No.
ओके सॉरी
No, they will get angry that whatever is doing that is we told you to download. No.
नहीं मैम बंद करो डाउनलोड है वही बंद करो
सीधा चलते हैं 7th century BC
Just remove it.
अभी कर दो
Remove it. What nonsense you are doing?
मैम बंद कर दो अभी उसे टाइम होगा
No, no.
1 minute
बाय बाय जाओ जाओ
I will not call you again. Because you are not.
मैम मेरे से किसी बात आएगी तो फिर
No, no.
कॉल नंबर
Thank you, ma'am.
बाय मैम